The nicest person you know might be the most afraid. That thought should unsettle you because it unsettles everything you think you understand about kindness, empathy, and what it means to be good. You already know about fight, flight, and freeze. By the end of this, you'll understand the fourth response, the one hiding behind every compliment you've ever received for being easy to get along with. Psychotherapist Pete Walker spent decades working with survivors of complex trauma. He noticed something the textbooks missed. Some of his clients didn't fight back when threatened. They didn't run. They didn't shut down. They became nicer, more agreeable, more attuned to what the other person wanted. Walker called this the fawn response, named after a young deer that goes still and gentle in the presence of a predator. And he added it as the fourth F alongside the three everyone already knows. Here's what makes fawning different from every other trauma response. Fight gets you labeled aggressive. Flight gets you labeled avoidant. Freeze gets you labeled wonderful. You're so kind. You're such a good listener. You never cause problems. The applause becomes the trap. Every time someone praises the behavior, the nervous system logs a confirmation. This works. Keep going. Think about the person in your life who always says yes, who apologizes when someone else steps on their foot, who reads a room within seconds and shifts their entire personality to match whatever energy is safest. From the outside, that looks like emotional intelligence. From the inside, it feels like a constant scan for danger, a radar that never switches off. The roots almost always trace back to childhood, a home where love was conditional, a parent whose mood dictated whether the evening would be calm or catastrophic. Children in those homes learn one lesson faster than anything school will ever teach them. My safety depends on managing this person's emotions. When a child protests and gets punished, when they cry and get ignored, the nervous system adapts. It drops the protest. It picks up the smile. Pete Walker described it precisely. The child gives up protesting abuse to avoid retaliation, and in doing so, surrenders the ability to say no. That surrender happens at a biological level. Dr. Stephen Porges's polyvagal theory explains the mechanics. During fawning, the body activates both the sympathetic system, the accelerator, the fight or flight fuel, and the dorsal vagal system, the emergency brake, gas pedal and brake simultaneously. The social engagement system fires too, projecting warmth and safety toward the very person triggering the threat response. Your smile is genuine and performed at the same time. Your warmth is real and strategic at the same time. The whole process runs beneath conscious awareness, which is why most fawners have no idea they're doing it until someone names it for them. And the exhaustion makes sense once you understand the mechanics. Pressing the gas and the brake at the same time burns through everything you have, but recognizing the pattern is only half the problem. The deeper crisis is this. If you've spent 20 or 30 years building an identity around what other people need from you, who are you when nobody needs anything? Many fawners describe a hollow feeling when they're alone. They can tell you everyone else's preferences, everyone else's emotional state, everyone else's favorite restaurant. Ask them what they want, and the question lands like a foreign language. Walker wrote that fawning costs survivors the opportunity to develop a coherent identity, the internal framework that lets a person live authentically. The mask fits so well that the face underneath has gone numb. This creates a particularly vicious cycle in certain relationships. Narcissistic personalities thrive on control and admiration. A fawner's survival instinct delivers both, automatically without being asked. The more the fawner gives, the more is demanded. The dynamic looks like devotion from the outside. Inside, it's a trauma bond reinforced by the same nervous system loop that started in childhood. Different person, same pattern, same cage. So what separates genuine kindness from fawning? One word: choice. When you help someone from a place of authentic desire, you could also say no. The option exists. It doesn't trigger a flood of guilt or a physical sensation of danger. You chose freely. Fawning removes the choice. Saying no feels like stepping in front of a bus. The body responds with real fear, even when the situation is completely safe. A useful question cuts through the confusion fast. Am I doing this because I want to, or because I am afraid of what happens if I don't? The answer is usually immediate and usually uncomfortable. The scale of this is staggering. CDC data shows approximately 64% of American adults experienced at least one adverse childhood experience. 1 in 5 high school students reported 4 or more. People with 4 or more ACEs face 12 times the risk of anxiety, depression, and suicide attempts. Fawning is one of the most common adaptations to relational childhood trauma. The math is clear. This pattern runs through millions of lives, mostly undetected, mostly praised. Healing starts with a reframe that changes everything. The fawn response is a survival skill, a brilliant one. It kept you alive in an environment where being yourself was dangerous. The work ahead involves learning to tolerate the discomfort of not immediately appeasing and discovering that the threat is no longer present. Therapists using internal family systems approach the fawn part with compassion rather than judgment. Somatic work teaches you to notice the moment your body enters fawn mode, the urge to shrink, to over-explain, to smooth things over, and to pause before the pattern completes. Boundary practice means saying no in small, survivable doses and experiencing something your childhood never taught you. The sky stays up. Dr. Ingrid Clayton, a clinical psychologist and self-identified recovering fawner, published a book on this in 2025, bringing the concept from niche trauma therapy into mainstream conversation. The title says it all: why the need to please makes us lose ourselves, and how to find our way back. The journey from fawning to authenticity involves a strange paradox. You will feel selfish for having needs. You will feel mean for saying no. You will feel guilty for existing without performing. Every one of those feelings is a ghost from a room you left years ago. They're loud, but they're echoes. 3 questions can meet the pattern right where it lives. What am I feeling right now? What do I actually need? Is this threat real or is it learned? Asking them won't feel natural at first. Ask anyway. The deepest irony is this: recovering fawners often become more genuinely kind than they ever were before. Because kindness, given from choice, from abundance, from a solid sense of self, that kindness has weight. It has warmth. It has a face behind it. Your face, the real one.